All right, guys, so welcome to my house. Welcome to my cleaning routine. I am cleaning in my sweats because this is pretty much what I look like when I clean my house. So I like to start in my bedroom because I feel like, actually, I don't even really know why. I just like to start in my bedroom. And so I'm starting off by sorting and organizing my laundry, putting away my laundry. I've already washed clothes, pulled them out of the dryer, and I'm just putting everything away. And on this day, Dan actually helped me out with a few things, including hanging up this new macrame. We're still in the process of setting up things in our house. So he was helping me with that. And then it was time to make the bed because, like everybody says, making the bed always makes your room just feel 10 times more pulled together. So after I make my bed, I like to organize my bedside table, and then I like to get some oils diffusing. You guys know I'm obsessed with diffusing my oils, and I just feel like that helps my whole house just feel so much cleaner. So then I made my way to my closet and I hung up all of my clean clothes. The way that I do my laundry is I actually separate. I fold and put away my clothes, and then the clothes that are going to be hung just get thrown on the floor in the closet. So when it's time to clean and organize, I go in, I hang everything up. Once I did that, I moved on to the bathroom, and I have literally been obsessed with this thieves spray since I started using it a few months ago. It's a multi-cleaning spray, completely organic, full of essential oils just to clean everything, and I use it on every single surface in my house, literally every single surface. This is the only cleaner I use. It's completely non-toxic, and it's so effective, and I love the way it leaves my house smelling. So once I took everything off my counters, wiped everything down, gave it a good scrub, I decided to diffuse some tea tree oil in my bathroom. So I got that diffusing. Side note, that's actually Dan's favorite oil that I diffuse. So, and I did clean off my diffuser as well. And then we kind of rearranged our plants. Sometimes I move my tree to the front of my window just to get a little more light. Side note, my tree is blooming some extra leaves, and I'm so excited about that. I've been documenting that process. So once we moved the tree over, I went back to the bathroom, and I just kind of got down into like the nitty gritty cleaning the floor. What are those called? Like floorboards, the little molding. Scrubbed all that off. It's kind of gross how much comes off of that. And I decided to clean my toilets, gave that a nice scrub. Just really got in and cleaned everything that doesn't always get a nice cleaning. I also like to clean out my trash can from time to time because I feel like that gets pretty gross. Once again, using my thieves spray. I'm seriously so obsessed with that cleaner, and I cannot recommend it enough. It's also dirt cheap on a side note. But then I went into my essential oils rack and I just reorganized my oils, kind of took stock of everything I had, turned the bottles forward, just kind of put it in a nice order. Put some clean towels in the bathroom because, clean towels, it's always a good thing to have. And then I went in the shower, and like I said, I gave my tub a nice scrub down. This tub I got off Amazon, and it's super light. It's like an acrylic type of material, so it's easy to move out of the way. And I just got back in the corners of my shower and scrubbed everything down with my thieves spray, and then just washed away all of the cleaner. And then Dan really wanted to be in the video turning the Roomba on. I'm obsessed with my Roomba. So is Zoe. Zoe loves my Roomba. So then it was time to move to my office, and the first thing I like to do in there is give my couch a nice fluff. This couch is amazing, but it gets super, because it's basically like pillows, it gets super pushed down. So I like to fluff up the pillows, kind of, re-oomph my couch. That's not a word, but you get what I'm saying. Just give it some more life, refold my blankets, and just really touch everything. That's kind of my favorite part about cleaning, is just touching everything and getting it wiped down. And that kind of just brings life to a room. So I wiped down my desk with my thieves spray, and I even use my thieves spray on my computer and my electronics. So I just gave that a nice little wipe down. I spray my paper towel before I wipe it down. I don't typically actually spray the electronic. And then I just put everything back in place. And in my office, I decided to diffuse Stress Away. I love this scent. It smells like vacation. So then I moved over to the music corner section of my office, and I just kind of gave everything a nice wipe down, put away electronics and pieces that were kind of just out floating on their own that needed to be put away. And then Dan actually helped me hang up a new pothos that I just got for my macrame. Once I got that up, I moved to the guest bathroom, and this is pretty straightforward. I just gave everything a nice little wipe down with my cleaner and just took everything off the counters, wiped down the counters, the sinks, the mirrors, and then put everything back. After I did my guest bathroom, I moved to my stairs. My stairs get really gross, and I find that I get a lot of scuff marks and dirt, so I vacuumed up all of the little dust bunnies and gave everything a nice little wipe down. And once I did that, we moved downstairs to the kitchen. Now, you're obviously seeing Dan in a lot of this because oftentimes when I'm doing a really thorough clean of the house, he will end up getting involved in helping me with a couple of major tasks. For example, he always takes out the trash, he does the dishes 90% of life, and then he helps me with things that are just more difficult. I wanted help with hanging up some plants, so he helped me. So we just wipe everything down, or I wipe everything down while he does the dishes. I pretty much do the entire rest of the kitchen while he does the dishes. And once again, I used my thieves spray on my stove, and I just took a scrubby brush and I scrubbed down all the nastiness on my stove, give everything a nice wipe, and then after I scrubbed off all of the nastiness, I wiped down the stove top. And it's so satisfying to cook with a clean stove. I hate cleaning stoves, but it makes the whole cooking experience obviously so much more enjoyable. So once I wipe down my stove, I wipe down the front of my stove as well as my fridge. And yes, once again, I am using my thieves spray on my stainless steel, and it works amazingly. It really is shocking to me that I can just use this one spray for everything, and it's non-toxic and just makes everything look great. And I even use it on my wood table that Dan made. If you didn't know that, Dan made that table. If you missed it, I actually uploaded my updated decorated house tour the other day, and I talked about Dan making that table. But if you want to check that out, I'll have that linked down below. Then there's Dan taking out the trash. Go, Dan, go. And then I just diffused some oils in the living room as well. You didn't see me cleaning the living room because there wasn't really anything to clean. I fluffed up the couch, but I didn't get that on camera. And then I cleaned out my guest bathroom and then turned on the lights on my table centerpiece. And that brings us to the end of my cleaning routine. That's pretty much it. I will see you back here very soon for another new video. Bye, guys.